Brian Hendricks, and we've got our pickled bobcat here. This is the right hind foot that I'm going to skin now. We've got the toes, we skinned down past where we were going to cut those off, and that allows these little handles for us here to put on our little string here and to hold them with. Skin each one off. I want to talk, just remind you about some of the things with this pickle. When we mix that up, to thaw this bobcat out, we made a big batch. I mean, there's like, I don't remember what I said on the video, but there's more than 20 gallons probably in that barrel. That's very critical when you're thawing an animal, a whole animal, because you want a lot of solution around that animal so it doesn't drop the pH. It doesn't absorb the acid and drop the pH right away. You want that pH to hold at a steady level, or the acid to hold at a steady level during that thawing process. So if you just took and we'll say in a 5-gallon bucket, I could put a gray fox in there, well, because he fits, but just after the first few hours your pH might drop considerably, or rise, I guess would be the correct word. It might go up above safe levels, and by the time that thing's completely thawed out the next day, you've actually kind of went backwards on what the whole idea was, and it could actually even be spoiling in there instead of getting preserved. So keep that in mind. You want a lot of solution around that thawing animal. Now once it's completely pickled, it's a whole nother ball game then. You get all your turning and everything done, and I wouldn't do this until you have all most of your turning done, or all of it. I mean, you can, as long as you know it's absolutely completely pickled through, you can go to smaller vats then, like 5-gallon buckets. 3 gallons in a 5-gallon bucket, you can put several fox skins or a couple bobcat skins in there once they're pickled. But you got to remember that means once they are pickled through, because your pH and your salinity is not going to change hardly at all once everything's all pickled. So that's the important part to remember. And until you get the hang of this and you realize how much and how little putting skins in and out changes your pH, keep an eye on them. Check them daily when you first start up, especially. So it's hard to see for some reason. There we go. Again, this here is the right back foot. We've already done, I think, one front foot. And the other hind, that's the toe pad. I'm peeling out over that with my thumbnail there. This seems to be a handy size blade. This is a number 10 scalpel blade here. It's pretty handy for doing toes. A little bit of webbing there that's still attached. Bigger animals, a wolf or something like that, or a bear, you can put a pretty sturdy rope up there and you can pull on those pretty hard. It really helps immensely. Pull that down. Okay, there's our 4 toes. Skin. Now we're going to go onto the post over here and carve the foot pad tissue off of there. Again, it's so much easier to get at these toes for all the different processes I'm showing here that has to do with the feet. It's so much easier to just split through those pads, and then just that little bit of sewing later it's well worth the time. It's time saved in the long run. Again, I want to mention too, I think I have, but I'm going to say it again. it's so handy with a pickled skin that you can take it in and out of there whenever you need to. Throw it back in, get it back out the next day, the next week, whatever works for you. Work on this stuff a little bit at a time. When you're in the mood to do it, you'll do a lot better job. This prepping, these things that I'm doing here that you saw me do on the rest of the head, the face and stuff, is so important. This is where most people lack the detail, and it makes so much difference in the end product, is how you prep the skin. If you get everything thinned all over and you have a nice properly fleshed and thin skin to work with, the mounting is going to be so much better. You get every time you leave a thick spot, you're going to get way more shrinkage there. Not to mention this kind of stuff you just don't want to leave in there because it's going to attract bugs. So there's the last of the feet. Oh no, we've got one more front foot to do. But anyway, there's the other hind foot, all skinned out, trimmed, fleshed off there. The rest of that we'll get with the wire wheel.